What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Frank here, the Red Side Guy, and welcome to another video on Shadows of War, or Middle-earth Shadows of War. It is the sequel to the 2014 Middle-earth Shadows of Mordor. The game was announced last week via a cinematic trailer, and yesterday there was a gameplay reveal trailer which I reacted to, and you can find a link to that video in the description below. And a lot of people responded positively to that video, but they've asked me a lot of things like, what am I most anticipated for? What do I think of the characters? So if I made a list of my top 6, that's top 6 things that I'm most excited for based on the gameplay reveal trailer from yesterday. Why not 5? Because 6 is better than 5. So here is a rundown quickly of the top 6 things that I'm most excited for Middle-earth Shadows of War. Number 1, it is riding a Drake. I mean, do I need to say more? Because what else do you want in the game? You can see Talion climbing on top of the Drake, and it is not like Lair, that 2006 or 2007 PS3 game. It looks much better than that. But I'm just curious, will you be able to ride Fell Beast? I believe Fell Beast are the creatures called that the Nazgul ride in the third Lord of the Rings movie, because that would be epic. I mean, you can see the Nazgul in the cinematic trailer, so you know they're going to be in this game. So I'm just curious if you can control one of those things, or if you can control a dragon maybe, just a little bit bigger than a Drake, but nonetheless, I'm definitely excited that you can control a Drake in this game. Number 2, it is building your own army. Yes, in the first game you could control certain captains and chieftains, and you can sort of build your own mini army from that, but not to the scale of Shadows of War. Here you can build a full-on army, almost like a strategy game, like the Battle for Middle-earth, that strategy game that was on Xbox 360 and PC not so long ago. A very highly underrated game, that, but it's more something like that, where you can build an entire army consisting of a various amount of units and just assault different fortresses. That looks really awesome, and as somebody that's a fan of strategy games, I'm really looking forward to that feature. Number 3 is the improved Nemesis system. Yes, there was a Nemesis system in the first game, but this one seems to be more improved. Like, you can see the one scene, there's a spy that helps you out. I don't know if you would actually die, because the enemy picks you up and is about to kill you, and then your ally or the spy just shoots the enemy right in front of you. That seems a little bit scripted, to be honest, but we'll see in the final game. And it seems that's something similar to the Mass Effect friendship, that kind of friendship tree, depending on how you treat your allies or treat your people you control. Because in the one scene, you see the enemy says something in the lines of that he was with you but he turned against you. So I'm guessing it's something like, if you treat your allies like shit, they're gonna turn against you. That would be a really awesome feature, but I don't know if it's gonna be like that. The gameplay trailer did look a bit scripted to my liking, but we'll see. More gameplay is supposed to be released pretty soon, so we'll see how things go from there. Number 4 is the new map. In Shadows of Mordor, you had a chessboard, kind of like that kind of map, where you took up, you advanced through the chessboard, up the chessboard, if you want to put it that way, up the rankings as you took out the captains. But this looks more something in the lines of XCOM. It reminds me a lot of XCOM's map, where you have the world view, and whatever you do affects the world around you. Whatever fortress you take over affects the world around you, and that is something that you know, it's not something that's commonly seen in open world games these days. It's a new feature, and I like the fact that Shadows of War is they're not just making a sequel for the sake of making a sequel. They're really improving on the original. They are adding a lot of stuff, and this new map is really looking awesome. And as I said, as a fan of strategy games, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this map will work and how it'll play out in the final game. Number 5 is the new fortress system. It kind of reminds me of like a tower defense effect. I believe it was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, or no, it was Revelations that had that mini tower defense game in it, which was kind of crappy. But in Shadows of War, it seems that you can take over an entire fortress and then assign somebody as leader of this fortress, and then they can gather resources, they can gain allies, and then you can build this whole fortress with army. But my question is, are you gonna take over a fortress and then continue with the main mission, and then get a notification saying fortress number 2 is under attack and your allies who's defending it cannot defend it, it needs your help. Are you gonna aid it, or are you just gonna leave it, let the enemy take it over? It reminds me of Fallout 4, where you build your own town, mini town or whatever, and then you have to defend it against bandits, that kind of vibe. I don't know if you can build on the fortress, it doesn't show anything like that, but it would make for a really awesome side mini game if you can take over a fortress, upgrade the fortress, build better defenses, build better walls and all that kind of stuff, because that would, it's almost like a game that I want to play by itself, just building fortresses. That would, in Lord of the Rings, that would just be so awesome. And like I said, more gameplay is supposed to be revealed soon, so we'll see how the fortress thing works, if it'll just be like a tower defense kind of thing, or if it will be actual thing that'll work within the game itself. Number 6, and finally, is just a new gear. I know in the Shadows of Mordor there was gear, but it looks like here, when he puts on the armor, it really affects your powers and abilities, and it just looks awesome. I mean, Lord of the Rings was one of the movies that really got me into the fantasy world. When I read the books when I was very young, it was where my imagination of fantasy and orcs and those kind of setting started. And when the movies came out, I cannot even remember how many times I watched the movies. I got the DVDs, the extended edition. When I got a Blu-ray player, I got the Blu-rays extended edition, and I just love that setting. I have like this thing where every so often I will watch the extended version over and over, not over and over, but I'll watch it on every second month or so. I'll just have like a Lord of the Rings marathon, because I love those movies. I love that setting. The Hobbit movies, but Lord of the Rings, I love the setting, I love the characters, and the armor especially is amazing. It is incredible, and the way the armor is going to affect Talion, it just looks like they are improving on the original in every single way. But it scares me a little that the game is going to be released in about 3 or 4 months from now, and it's an alpha version at the moment. So, you know, a game is supposed to go gold roughly a month before release. So, you know, it's interesting that they reveal gameplay so soon from release, but I do have faith in them. The game looks to be really awesome. But let me know in the comment section below, what are you looking forward to in Shadows of War? I'd love to know your thoughts, and if you enjoyed this video, then give me that thumbs up. If you disliked this video, give me that thumbs down, but please tell me why, so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank, I'm the Red Side Guy, and frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video. Neo adds a new take on the RPG genre by its renewed gameplay with a unique combat system which requires the player to constantly adapt to the enemies while still borrowing familiar elements from other games.